Head coach Chris Perkins, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the Carter Activity Center on the campus of Crowley's Ridge College. We're on the western edge of Paragould, Arkansas, bringing you tonight's basketball game between the Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge College and the visiting Scots of Lyon College. Welcome into the broadcast, everyone. I'm Dustin Seymour, Crowley's Ridge Sports Information Director, bringing you tonight's contest between the 4 and 8 Scots. They're visiting Paragould out of Batesville, Arkansas. They've taken the trek up out of the American Midwest Conference as Rodney Mays, the head coach for the Scots, will have his first contest in Paragould against the Pioneers. He and his Scots sit at 4 and 8 on the year, while Coach Chris Perkins and his Pioneers at 1 and 12, having a 10-game losing streak to start the season before finally breaking into that win column earlier this month on December 11th against Pensacola Christian. And so Crowley's Ridge will look to close out this 2021 half of this season well, as they have tonight's game and before traveling later this week for a matchup against the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech. That will be on December 22nd in Ruston. But for tonight's game between the Pioneers and the Scots, as we look at the scoring average, both teams really close together. Lyon with a slight edge, leading averaging with 72.9 points a game. Crowley's Ridge just shy of that, 71.7. So about 1 point per game average between the Scots and the Pioneers. Crowley's Ridge shoots 41.6% from the floor, making 324 out of their attempted 778. Lyon sitting at 43% from the floor, 302 of 698. As far as field goal attempts go, from long range, the Scots pretty deadly accurate, 38% from deep, averaging 8.4 long balls a game, connecting on 101 out of an attempted 265. For comparison's sake, Crowley's Ridge has thrown up, has thrown up 4 more three-pointers than the Scots total, but has connected on 78, so about 20 fewer makes from long range for Crowley's Ridge than Lyon College, and so Crowley's Ridge averages 6 per game from beyond the arc, Lyon College 8.4. From the charity stripe, both teams sitting at a little over 70%. Crowley's Ridge 71.3% from the charity stripe, Lyon College at 73.1%. Rebounds, look for the Scots to slight edge on that, 36.3 rebounds a game compared to the Pioneers' 31.1. The Scots have pulled down 124 offensive boards. Crowley's Ridge has pulled down 113. The biggest differential between these two squads looks at the assists category. Crowley's Ridge has dished out 203 total assists in their 13 games of play, averaging 15.6 dishes a game. Lyon has helped with 117 assists, 9.8 per game. So Crowley's Ridge has a little bit better ball movement as far as those assists per game goes. But usually when you look at that assist category, you kind of add that turnover. There's actually a statistic that many will look at, the assist to turnover ratio. As they kind of sit equal for most teams, you want to have a higher percentage of assists than turnovers. Obviously, you don't want that many turnovers to begin with. But Crowley's Ridge sitting at 15.6 assists per game, but coughing the ball away 16.9 times for turnovers per game. The Scots at 9.8 assists per game, 11.1 turnovers a game. So both teams turning it over more than they would like to. Obviously, any turnovers is not one that you want to turn over. But as steals go, Crowley's Ridge averages stealing the ball away just shy of 6 times a game, 5.8 per game to be precise. And the Scots, 4.1. As far as blocking goes, Lyon averages 2.4 stuffs a game. Crowley's Ridge at 1.4. Crowley's Ridge 1-4 in their last 5 games, coming off of a 94-69 loss at Blue Mountain. Lyon are 2-3 over their last 5 games, including a couple of games against familiar foes for the Pioneers, at least, as they faced off against Bacone back on the 13th. That is a Continental Athletic Conference rival of the Pioneers. The Scots won that contest 80-67. And then earlier, back in November, the Buffaloes of Arkansas Baptist bested the Scots by a final score of 79-67. And so the Scots sitting at 4-8, 1-1 in American Midwest Conference play. Crowley's Ridge at 1-12 have yet to compete in conference play. They will start that off early and often at the beginning of next year, starting against Northern New Mexico on January 6th. We're going to take a short timeout. On the other side, get you starters and some individual statistics. And we're about 4.5 minutes away from tip-off between the Scots of Lyon College and the Crowley's Ridge College Pioneers. This is Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hi everyone, Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
but I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is Solomon Bone, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Welcome back to the Ridge as Crowley's Ridge College readying to host the Scots of Lyon College. As we look at some of the individual statistics, the Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge have 4 players averaging double digits per game. We will look first at Braxton Cousins, averaging 21.7 points per game, including shooting 64% from the floor. That is number 2 in the conference. But when you look at the person who has the number 1 field goal percentage in the Continental Athletic Conference, they are 1 percentage point higher, 64.5%. However, our Cousins has taken twice as many shots as the number 1 shooter in the conference, and so take that as you will. But a lot of good shooters in the Continental Athletic Conference, as Braxton Cousins does not shy away from shooting the ball, as he's sitting at 63.8% from the floor, including taking 163 shots. So he takes those high percentage shots down low, does the 6'6" Cousins, and he will connect on those. Also in double digits is Bo Roberson, coming back into the contest after missing the first 11 games of the season, getting first 12 games of the season, rather, before finally getting to dress against Blue Mountain and coming right back to form, bucketing 16 points, shooting 55% from the floor, including going 2 for 4 from long range. Earlier this season, during all the preseason festivities and all, Bo said he is going for the 1,000-point mark this year, and with him coming back, I was wanting to take a look at some of his career stats and seeing how close he was to it. He's currently sitting at a little over 800 career points, and so with the 15 games left for the Pioneers, Bo will need to average about 10 points a game, which is well in his wheelhouse. So we'll have to get a 1,000-point watch for Bo Roberson there. But he had 16 points. Also in double digits is J.D. Smith with 12.8 points per game. The freshman out of North Little Rock, Arkansas, and also in 2 numbers per game, 11.8 points a game is Alex Merrow. The 6'3" freshman out of Mammoth Spring leads the team with 19 steals, does Merrow. J.D. Smith leads with 27 assists. We are winding down these pregame festivities. The teams, as you can see, making their way to their respective sides of the floor, getting ready for the pregame prayer national anthem. Between the 4-8 Lyon College Scots visiting Paragould out of Batesville, Arkansas, competing out of the American Midwest, and the Crowley's Ridge College Pioneers competing out of the Continental Athletic Conference, or the CAC of Independence, however you want to look at that. Crowley's Ridge will have one more game this year before taking the break. We're going to take a short timeout, have the pregame prayer and national anthem, and on the other side, we'll have the starters. This is Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Featuring the Scots of Lyon College and Crowley's Ridge College Pioneers. At this time, will you please stand as we are led in prayer by our CRC athletic trainer Garrett Klaus to remain standing for the play of our national anthem.
And welcome back inside the Carter Activity Center, ticking the seconds away before we tip off between the Scots of Lyon College and the Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge College as we introduce the starters. First for the Scots, John Paul Morgan, a 6'1" freshman out of Moorfield, Arkansas, currently leading the American Midwest Conference with 9.6 rebounds per game, does the 6'1" freshman, weighing in at 220 pounds, 11 steals for Morgan. Grant Patterson, a 6 foot even senior out of Batesville, Arkansas, weighing in at 180 pounds, averaging 13.5 points per game and dishing out 37 assists for the Scots. Trenton Bell, a 6'4" sophomore out of Cave City, Arkansas, averages 10.3 buckets a game for Coach Mays. And his Scots, Ben Keaton, 6'3" sophomore out of Swifton, Arkansas. Keaton is number 2 in the American Midwest Conference, averaging 21.5 points a game. And he is number 3 in three-point percentage and total three-pointers, knocking down 34 long balls of his attempted 72. And then rounding off the lineup will be the 6'7" senior out of Abuja, Nigeria, Jonathan Aliyah, 6'7", 215 pounds, averages 5 points a game, 5.8 rebounds per game. So the Scots sending out Morgan, Patterson, Bell, Keaton, and Aliyah. For the Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge, it'll be the usual suspects. Alex Marrow, 6'3" freshman out of Mammoth Spring, Arkansas, 11.8 buckets a game. Braxton Cousin, 6'6" freshman, 21.7 points a game, has the Drasco Arkansan. J.D. Smith, 6'1", 180-pound freshman out of North Little Rock, Arkansas, team high 20, second on the team, 27 assists. J.M. Gregg, the lone senior for the Pioneers, 190 pounds, 6'2", out of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, averaging 5.4 points a game. And then Key Roberson, 6'4" sophomore out of Tuckerman, team high 52 assists for Roberson. So going to the center line, Jonathan Aliyah and the Lyon Scots wearing their away navy blue jerseys, blue tops, blue trunks, white numerals, and outline Crowley's Ridge in their home grays. It will be Aliyah and Cousins heading to the center dot, ready to start this contest. Everybody making sure we're all tucked in and our uniforms tidy. Got to make sure Key has his pants tied up the way they need to be. as Aaliyah and Cousins at the center dot. Ball's in the air, and we're underway as Crowley's Ridge takes the opening tip, moving right to left across your screen. Key Roberson to J.D. Smith. Smith out to Merrow by way of Greg. Smith at the top of the key, back to Greg on the near wing for three. Yes, sir. Three-pointer coming from J.M. Gregg. Starts things off well for the Pioneers, as on the other side comes Grant Patterson and the Lyon Scots. Ben Keaton at the top of the key, moves to his left side. Three-pointer of its own, misses. Rebound coming down to John Paul Morgan. Morgan's shot is up, Morgan's shot is in, and Morgan will head to the charity stripe for the and one. So John Paul Morgan, a 74% free throw shooter. That foul whistled on J.M. Gregg. Gregg will be called with his first foul of the evening. And the free throw is up and in. And quickly, we're all knotted up. But down the floor fast are the Pioneers, already setting up for play. Key Roberson at the top of the key. Back to Smith to Gregg. Gregg on the near wing to the top of the key to Merrow. Now Roberson for three. No. Rebound coming to J.M. Gregg. Gregg muscles up. Wild shot, misses it. Rebound going to be fault and coming down to John Paul Morgan. Far side is Ben Keaton. Keaton thought about the three-pointer. Instead, he heaves it to a wide-open Trenton Bell for three, and that rattles home. Trenton Bell drains that three-pointer to give the Scots a 6-3 advantage. Alex Merrow to Key Roberson. J.D. Smith on the far wing for the Pioneers as they move right to left, trailing 6-3. Alex Merrow drives into the paint, flings up a shot, misses. Rebound coming to John Paul Morgan. Quickly down the floor is Ben Keaton and the Scots going down low to Aaliyah. Aaliyah in the paint, muscles up, misses. Key Roberson takes away the rebound. Back and forth we go. 18 and a half left to go in the opening act. Down low is J.D. Smith. Smith head pump fakes, goes up, misses his shot coming in to get the board. Was Braxton Cousins, and he'll clean things up to make it 6-5. Keaton drives to the baseline, heaves it out to a wide-open Bell. Bell's three-pointer is good. So that Keaton-Bell Express has connected for 6 points, all of which from Bell from deep. Alex Merrow is going to slow things down for the Pioneers as they trail 9-5. J.D. Smith on the near wing to Roberson at the top of the key. Roberson with the ball on his hip now goes to Merrow. Merrow pulls up for three. No, back iron, rebounded by Patterson. Grant Patterson working against J.D. Smith. Patterson's going to move to his left to Keaton. Keaton driving into the paint, spins off to Aaliyah. Aaliyah back to Keaton on the far wing. Keaton with 14 on the timer, goes up top to between the circles to Patterson. Patterson picks up a screen, now goes back to Keaton. Keaton off the right block, has to get something off with 3 on the shot clock. Finds Bell. Bell dribbles off of his foot, and Crowley's Ridge with a takeaway. Here's J.D. Smith, one-on-one. Tries to fling it up, but that is blocked by Grant Patterson. So a good job by Patterson to get back there and block that one away. And so Crowley's Ridge will now have to set up a play. After the turnover, it is 17-12 left in the first half. Crowley's Ridge trailing 9-5. Key Roberson on the far corner feeds it to Cousins. Cousins in the paint, shot up, no, rebounded by Morgan. Morgan finds Patterson. Patterson outside to Keaton on the far wing, back to Morgan to Patterson. Patterson closely guarded by J.D. Smith. The bounce pass will go down to Morgan, out to Keaton. Keaton on the near wing, tries to get back to Morgan, finally does. It was tipped away. That shot is up, it's out. Aaliyah tries to tip it back in, cannot. And J.M. Gregg will take away the board. Alex Merrow, it was 2-on-1 in favor of the Scots, so he'll wisely back off. Tries to feed down low to Cousins, and that is a foul. That is a foul on Jonathan Aaliyah. Not allowing Cousins to take that basketball. The inbound finds J.M. Gregg out to Merrow. Merrow will dribble to his left side, now feeds Cousins off the right block. Cousins head fakes, spins around, plants, shoots. No, beautiful move, just couldn't connect as the rebound comes to Trenton Bell. 16-12 left to go in the first half. Ben Keaton will drive to the baseline, heaves it up top to Morgan. Morgan spins off of Roberson. Good move in the paint, missed his shot. Braxton Cousins will get the board. Neither team shooting too well right now. Crowley's Ridge 2 of 9, Lyon 3 of 6. J.M. Gregg to J.D. Smith. Smith off the right elbow. That is up. That's off the back iron. Aaliyah with the board. Got a feeling whoever wins the rebounding battle will win the game. Well, that's kind of the case for most basketball games, but today especially. John Paul Morgan underneath, flings up a shot. It is good, and he is fouled by Braxton Cousins. And we'll be brought to the first media break, as on the other side, John Paul Morgan for a chance to make it the old-fashioned three-point play. 15:33 left. Lyon with the lead, 11-5. This is Crowley's Ridge basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Getting a flu shot helps us stay healthy, so we don't miss out on what matters. Like that family movie night your daughter can't live without. Yeah, can't do that. Every year, millions of people in the U.S. get the flu. Especially now, no one has time to miss out on moments that matter. So get your flu shot. Find out more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course. Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Bo Roberson. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Roberson getting his first minutes at home as John Paul Morgan will go to the free throw line, and he will connect the old-fashioned three-point play to put his Scots up 12-5. J.D. Smith on the near wing will find J.M. Gregg, now out to Bo Roberson. And we will have a foul underneath that will be called on the Scots. I believe that will be on Jonathan Aaliyah as he gets whistled with his second personal foul of the night. So J.M. Gregg will inbound underneath his own halo for the Pioneers. Tries to find Bo Roberson. Quick in and on the bounce. Bo Roberson was on his way to the hoop and easily lays it in to make it 12-7. Scott still in the lead over the Pioneers. Handoff finds Trenton Bell. Now finds John Paul Morgan from the left elbow. Missed the shot there to where the putback was Ben Keaton. And Ben Keaton lays it up and in. So Bo Roberson now works the point for the Pioneers. Up top to J.M. Gregg for three. Yes, sir. J.M. Gregg splashes on the three-pointer, making it a two-point possession. Braxton Cousins ready. Correction, that is Cullen Brown ready to check in for the Pioneers, as is Luke Bridges for the Scots. Far corner is Bell. Bell feeds Aaliyah. Aaliyah underneath, up and in, making it 16-10. Bo Roberson bounce pass to Gregg. Gregg to Roberson. I'm going to have to say which Roberson. Bo Roberson off the left block. Missed the shot. Rebound coming down to Keaton. Patterson hands off to Morgan. Morgan drives into the lane. Tries to get a shot off. Tied up with Key Roberson. And Key Roberson will take possession. Will try to work around. Morgan does. Lays it up. Misses the layup. John Paul Morgan takes the rebound, and he's already up to 4. The handoff to Ben Keaton, guarded by J.D. Smith. Keaton at the top of the key, outside to Bell. Trenton Bell's three-pointer is short. Bo Roberson gets the board. Bo Roberson makes his way across the timeline. Heads off, finds J.M. Gregg. Now to Key Roberson. Key to Bo. Back to Key, back to Bo. Bo Roberson drives into the paint, head fakes, lays it up, and lays it in. Bo Roberson up to 4 points now. Grant Patterson will hand off to Trenton Bell. Bell heaves it across to Morgan. Morgan on the near wing, goes back to Keaton. Keaton to Bell on the far wing. Bell dribbles to his right, now hands it off to Patterson. Patterson between the circles, 10 seconds on the shot clock. As he'll pick up a screen, drives into the lane, and lays it in. 18-12, the Scots lead with 12:48 left to play in the first half. As Bo Roberson will allow the play to develop. Man coverage. The bounce pass to Key Roberson. Goes out to J.D. Smith. A little wild pass, but Smith was there to collect it. J.M. Gregg stands between the circles to Bo Roberson. Roberson on the near wing. Feeds Cousins off the left block. Cousins muscles. Fadeaway jumper. No. Rebound. Goes to J.D. Smith. Goes back to Cousins. Cousins wasn't quite ready for it, but Key Roberson was there to scoop things up. J.M. Gregg drives into the lane. His layup is no good, fighting for the rebound, and that will be a foul on Braxton Cousins. Trying to get the rebound. Grant Patterson went tumbling to the hardwood, and that will allow a pair of subs to come in. Cullen Brown for Crowley's Ridge, replacing Braxton Cousins, and Luke Bridges will replace Jonathan Aaliyah. Bridges, a 6'7" freshman out of Bartlett, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis. 18-12 is the Lyon College lead. The handoff to Keaton. Keaton tries to work around Smith. He does. Keaton with a fadeaway, blocked by Bo Roberson. Bo Roberson will go, and he'll draw the foul against Keaton, which will bring us to our next scheduled break. 11:50 left to go in the half. Crowley's Ridge down a pair of possessions, 18-12. After the foul on Ben Keaton. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived in Philadelphia. Local time is 3:05 p.m. and the temperature is 67 degrees. At this time, you are now free to use your cellular devices.
You know that feeling when you get to turn your phone on after the plane lands? You can have that feeling every time you drive. Make sure your cell phone is stowed away whenever you are behind the wheel.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking. Now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
This is Alex Merrow, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And we welcome you back to the broadcast. As Crowley's Ridge trails the Lyon Scots 18-12 on the other side. Good contingent of Lyon faithful coming to cheer on their Scots. As Crowley's Ridge having a nice crowd as well. Gearing up for the holiday season. Most of our students have already made their ways back home. But men's basketball, a couple more games left to play before they'll break for the holiday. Bo Roberson lays it up, missed the shot. Cullen Brown's there to clean it up, missed his putback. And John Paul Morgan pulls down his 5th rebound of the first half. And we're not even halfway through said first half. Grant Patterson throws it out. That's going to go into the hands of Coach Perkins. But off the hand of the Pioneers, as Trenton Bell will exit for the Scots. He'll be replaced by Eric Kojudravic. Kojudravic, a native of Lugano, Switzerland, on the Switzerland-Italy border. I didn't know that. I had to look it up. Kojudravic goes to the left side, finds Keaton. Keaton down low to Bridges. Bridges to Kojudravic. Misses his shot. Rebound is fight for and off the hands of J.D. Smith. And it will remain Lyon basketball. Grant Patterson will inbound for the Scots. He'll quickly go into Morgan to Kojudravic to the right side. He'll find Patterson. Patterson will drift to his left side, finds Keaton. Keaton with 8 on the shot clock as Morgan calls, says, hey, we got not much time. Kojudravic pulls up for 3. That is off the window, no good. Rebound coming down to Bo Roberson. Roberson tries to throw it down to Braxton Cousins. No, that is Cullen Brown. And it is off the fingertips of John Paul Morgan. So it'll stay Crowley's Ridge basketball. 26 on the shot clock. J.M. Gregg's going to inbound. He finds Bo Roberson on the near wing. Roberson backs off to Key Roberson, now to Bo. Bo Roberson will back off and allow a play to develop. And we have a foul on Cullen Brown. Cullen Brown, a little too handsy, trying to keep his man away from the play. So that will go into the hands of the Scots. 10:36 left to play in this first half. Crowley's Ridge behind the Scots, 18-12. Pass down to John Paul Morgan. Morgan to Kojujevic. Kojujevic out to Patterson. Patterson pulling up for a long mid-ranger. No. I guess if it's a long mid-ranger, it's just a long jumper. And Kojujevic will kind of chest bump Bo Roberson out of bounds. So he'll be whistled with his first violation. Both teams sit with 4 fouls each in the first half. J.D. Smith bounce pass to Key Roberson to Bo Roberson at the top of the key. Roberson pulls up, misses. Cullen Brown had the rebound being fought for. Great hustle play by Kojujevic, who keeps it inbounds, and it will go Scots basketball. Morgan up top to Patterson, to the right side to Keaton. Keaton held scoreless in this first half of play at the free throw line, and he will spin his wheels, and it'll be Crowley's Ridge basketball. 9:54 left in the first half as Trenton Bell returns for the Scots. He will replace Keaton. The inbound goes to Bo Roberson. Long time has passed without a bucket for either team. Bo Roberson finds Key, back to Bo at the top of the key. Bo for 3, yes sir! Bo Roberson drains the three-pointer, makes it 18-15 with 9.5 left to go in the first half of play. Underneath is Trenton Bell, and Bell muscles up and in. And it's a 5-point spread once more. Alex Marrow readies to enter for the Pioneers. J.D. Smith bounce pass to Key Roberson, who bounce passes to Cullen Brown, back to Roberson. Key Roberson for 3. Yes, sir. The Roberson brothers knocking down threes. First Bo, then Key, and it is a 2-point game, 20-18 in favor of the visiting Scots. Now to go off the hands of J.M. Gregg. So that will allow Alex Marrow to enter. He will replace J.M. Gregg. 8:58 left to play before recess. As the inbound finds Kojujevic. To the left side finds Trenton Bell. Bell will hand off to Patterson. Patterson standing on the Continental Athletic Conference logo. And as he tries to heave his way in, goes off the knee of Key Roberson, and Roberson whistled with the infraction. So it will be Lyon basketball. Gonna play rock, paper, scissors as to who's gonna inbound. Looks like Patterson will be the one to do the honors for the Navy and the white. Inbound finds John Paul Morgan. Morgan on the far wing, he's at Kojujevic. Kojujevic spins off, beautiful no-look bounce pass going down to Luke Bridges. Bridges off the right block, muscles up, oh, rattles out, rebound fought for, goes to Bridges, and Bridges lays it up and in. 22-18, 8.5 left before the break. Alex Marrow goes to the left side. Here is J.D. Smith. Smith had a give and go, but Cullen Brown unable to corral it, but he does finally maintain possession. Bo Roberson fakes right, goes left, into the paint, shot is up, and that will be a charge on Bo Roberson. Grant Patterson will draw the foul there. So Kojujevic will exit. Kojujevic exits. He'll be replaced by Ben Keaton. Correction, I said Keaton was scoreless. He has bucketed 2 points tonight. Here is Grant Patterson. Patterson on the far wing, scans the defense, finds Keaton at the top of the key. Keaton to Morgan. Morgan spins off the right elbow, back to Keaton. Keaton drives into the lane, head fakes a shot, wrapped up, and took a while for the whistle. It was either a jump ball or a foul, and they finally blow the whistle, and it is a foul on Key Roberson. That'll be Key's second foul, and Coach Perkins doing the first half of his name, coaching Roberson. Can't hug your man like that. But with 7:51, bring us to our next media break. 22-18 is the Lion lead. 7:51 left before intermission. This is Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
America, your children have an amazing superpower. That's right. They can help save lives by simply washing their hands. Just 20 seconds of thorough hand washing after they've coughed or sneezed or been outside can help fight against the dastardly spread of germs. Armed with only soap and water and hands, your superhero can protect you, your family, and everyone out there in America land. Amazing! Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse? Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam, ran right into the side of the saloon. Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
This is J.M. Gregg. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Neither team shooting spectacularly well in the first half of play. Lions sitting at 9 of 21, 42.9%. Crowley's Ridge 7 of 22, 31.8%. So a total of 26 rebounds for both teams. Lion currently with a 2-board edge, 14 to Crowley's Ridge's 12. So it will be free throws for Ben Keaton, or 1 and 1 for Keaton, as he'll hit the front half of the double-double, or the bonus. So Keaton, pretty solid from the free throw line, I would say. 82% for the sophomore out of Swifton, Arkansas, 6'3". His second free throw is up and good. And he will make it 24-18 after knocking down both shots of the bonus. Bo Roberson calls for motion, goes to the right side to Alex Merrow via Smith. Kellen Brown at the right elbow. Brown drives into the paint, flings up a shot that is blocked out of play by Luke Bridges. Isaiah Ellenberg will enter for the first time tonight. He is replacing J.D. Smith. Jonathan Aaliyah back in for Lyon. The inbound finds Alex Merrow to Bo Roberson. Roberson crosses over, drives into the lane, puts up a shot. That is good. Eyes level with the rim, and he lays that up and in, and it is 24-20, 7:20 left to play. As Grant Patterson has possession at the near wing. He'll put it into second gear, heave it across the floor, finds Trenton Bell. Bell steps in front of the three-point line. He's up a long 2. That is off the mark. Bo Roberson and the Pioneers. Roberson pulls up for 3. Back iron, rebounded by Morgan. John Paul Morgan showing why he's the American Midwest rebounding leader. Already 6 rebounds for the freshman. Keaton goes down to that is Gavin Brunson on for the first time. I said it was Aaliyah, but it's Brunson. But here's a three-pointer from Keaton, and Keaton shows why he's dangerous from deep. As Keaton makes it 27-20, 6.5 left before the break. J.M. Gregg to Isaiah Ellenberg. Ellenberg finds Merrow. Merrow nearly lost control of it. Well, did lose control of it, but does collect it before going behind the backcourt line. Bo Roberson picking up a screen from Cullen Brown. He'll float up and in, miss the shot, gets his own board. Second chance points up and in. Bo Roberson up to 11 points. Here's Grant Patterson underneath, all kinds of covered up by Cullen Brown. And Brown had the block, but had a little too much of Grant Patterson's arm in the process, and that will send the 6-foot-even senior to the free throw line. Grant Patterson, an 81% free throw shooter. A lot of good free throw shooters on this team. 3 with 80+%. As he'll hit the first of 2, making it 28-22. One more upcoming for the hometown hero, Grant Patterson out of Batesville. Second free throw is up, and it is true. 29-22, 6 minutes left to play in the first half. Alex Merrow on the far side. Moves to the top of the key. Goes to Brown. Cullen Brown goes back to Merrow. Merrow backs off to the far corner to Ellenberg to Gregg. Gregg stutter steps, goes out to Roberson. Bo Roberson with 10 on the shot clock, calls for a screen from Brown. Heaves up a three-pointer, misses off the back iron. Rebound being a scrum on the floor. Bo Roberson gets it, throws it out to Gregg. Gregg for 3, no. Cullen Brown, look out below. Good hustle play by Cullen Brown, as wisely getting out of the way where some of the Lions Scott, seeing the rather large 6'8", 245-pound Brown, but all for naught as it goes the Lion Scott's way. Underneath, John Paul Morgan lays it in, and it is now a 9-point game as the Scots open up a 31-22 lead. 15 minutes have elapsed as Alex Merrow bounce passes to Brown, out to Merrow. Merrow backs off to the top of the key. He'll find Bo Roberson between the circles. Roberson to the left side to Ellenberg. Ellenberg guarded by the Scots, and that's going to be stolen away by Patterson. Patterson heaves it down and finds Ben Keaton. Keaton underneath, tries to wrap around Cullen Brown, and Brown will be whistled with his 3rd personal foul of the night. And that will send Ben Keaton to the charity stripe. Again, Keaton almost automatic, sitting at 82%. And J.D. Smith will enter, replacing Brown. So a floor full of forwards for the full of guards for the Pioneers right now. Free throw is up. As off the mark, the Pioneers thought that was the and one chance. In fact, he missed his shot, but he made the first free throw, making it a 10-point game. And then he makes the second and makes it 33-22, and that will calls Coach Chris Perkins to use one of his timeouts, and we will take it with him with 4:40 left to play. Crowley's Ridge down to the Scots, 33-22. This is Crowley's Ridge basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
America, your children have an amazing superpower. They can help save lives by not having play dates. That's right. By replacing get-togethers with virtual playdates and video chats, they can help slow the evil spread of germs. And if your superheroes do go outside, make sure they continue their superhero wing by staying 6 feet away from others to protect everyone in America land. Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
This is Cullen Brown. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Bo Roberson stands at the top of the key. He'll find Alex Merrow. Merrow, 15 on the shot clock, goes out to J.D. Smith. Smith will drive to the baseline, puts up a shot. He'll be blocked from behind by Brunson, but taken away was Isaiah Ellenberg. And off the ball is a foul, and that's going to be whistled on Grant Patterson. Actually, no, that was they were whistling that the shot clock was at the wrong spot. The referee showed 2-0, and so I thought that was a foul on Grant Patterson, and Patterson thought so too. He was like, wait, I wasn't even anywhere near the play. But the referee was showing that the shot clock should not have reset, so the Pioneers will have Bo Roberson dribble off of his thigh, and the handoff will find the Scots. The inbound finds Grant Patterson. 4 minutes left to play. Full court press put on by the Pioneers. Bounce pass to Morgan. Morgan's shot is up. Morgan's shot is in. 35-22 is the Lyon College lead. J.D. Smith plants for three. No. Rebound coming down to Brunson. Far side here is Keaton. Keaton in the paint goes outside to Bell. Bell for three. No. Bo Roberson takes away the board. Bo Roberson goes down the floor, out to J.D. Smith. Smith crosses over, bounce pass down to Ellenberg, who tips it back to Smith. Ellenberg off the right elbow, yes. Isaiah Ellenberg cuts the lead, cuts into the lead. It is now 11, 35-24, 3:20 left to play in the first half. And Ellenberg will steal it away with the help of J.D. Smith. Here's Bo Roberson. Roberson's head on a swivel, lays it up, and that is a foul underneath. And on the floor, Grant Patterson in the process looked like got a little something in the face, looked like on the way down. Might have gotten the nose or the eyes. Patterson, wiping you know, when you get popped on the nose and your eyes get watery and your nose get runny, and that looks to be the case. As he is up, and Patterson is up and moving. That is good to see. Making everybody worried here. Grant Patterson will get an official timeout to be looked at. Making sure everything is well for Grant Patterson. On the other side, we will have free throws after Patterson gets whistled with the foul. And so the officials allowing him to be looked at by Crowley's Ridge training staff. Garrett Klaus. 3:09 left to play. It was only 20 seconds for that official timeout. Currently leading the scoring, Bo Roberson has 11. He'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2. John Paul Morgan has 10 points for the Lyon Scots. Patterson a bit shaken up. Looks like a little bit of a nosebleed as he's got some cotton stuffed up the left nostril. And the referee conferring with the coaching staff if he wants to replace Patterson or not. And all right, looks like Patterson will exit. All right, a lot going on there as Garrett Klaus is going to take a look at Patterson. Entering for the Scots is Devin Halford. Bo Roberson's first free throw is good. A lot of time gone there, but Bo Roberson hits the first of 2 free throws. 3:09 left to play. Second free throw is up. That is no good. And Gavin Brunson takes the rebound. Devin Halford has the basketball. He finds Brunson. Brunson back to Halford. Halford will bounce pass to Brunson, going out to Keaton. Keaton in the side now out to Bell. Bell for 3, no good. Rebound coming to Bo Roberson, out to Alex Merrow. Merrow 2-on-1. Merrow flings up a shot and draws the foul. So Alex Merrow will go to the free throw line. Alex Merrow, a 76% free throw shooter, has the freshman. That foul is whistled on Halford. Merrow's first free throw is up and true. 35-26, 2 minutes, 45 seconds left to play in the first half. Merrow readies his second free throw. It is up, and it is right on the money. That'll make it 35-27. Again, apologies, trying to keep the scoreboard up on there for you. I will get sidetracked very easily. Halford goes up top. Now back to Halford. Halford thought about the bounce pass. Head fakes to the right, goes to the left side, flings it wildly out. A good jump by Bell to get the pass pass, and then he lays it in, and it is a 10-point spread. Bo Roberson goes to the left side to J.D. Smith to Merrow at the top of the key. Over to Bo Roberson. Roberson down to Merrow, cutting Merrow. Merrow head fakes, makes the man bite, and easily lays it in, making it 37-29. 120 seconds left to play before the break. The bounce pass finds Sean Paul Morgan, who quickly shuffled his feet to get on the right side of the line. And that will go, and shuffling the ball a little bit was John Paul Morgan. And that's going to go out of bounds, so Crowley's Ridge will have the basketball. J.M. Gregg inbounds as the Pioneers look to head coach Chris Perkins receiving the play call. Bounce pass down to Isaiah Ellenberg. Ellenberg hands off to Bo Roberson. Roberson into the paint, flings up a shot. No. J.M. Gregg goes screaming in for the rebound with the left hand up and in. And that will be enough for Coach Rodney Mays as he'll call that use it or lose it timeout in the first half. With 1 minute and 37 seconds, Crowley's Ridge has clawed back to a two-possession game. It is 37-31. We'll take a timeout on the other side. The last 97 seconds of the first half. This is Crowley's Ridge basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Full court pressure put on by the Pioneers with 96 seconds left before recess. Good news for the Scots. Grant Patterson makes his way back to the bench. That being tended to. John Paul Morgan underneath, and Morgan will commit the foul. Bo Roberson drawing the foul, and John Paul Morgan whistled with the foul. So it'll be Crowley's Ridge basketball, and good to see Patterson back on the floor. Patterson enters to replace Halford. It is a 6-point game. Lyon ahead, 37-31. Crowley's Ridge has committed 9 fouls in the half. Lyon 7. Bo Roberson on the left elbow goes to Ellenberg. Ellenberg heaves up a shot. That is up. That is good. 37-33. Here's Patterson. Patterson on the right wing. Goes and finds Keaton. Keaton to the left side to Bell. Bell to Patterson between the circles. Patterson will scan the defense. Final minute of play before the break. Patterson calls for motion. He'll go and find Brunson with a beautiful bounce pass to Keaton, who slams it home. And so Crowley's Ridge will have to inbound. 41.9 seconds. It is a 6-point game once again. Great give and go there by the Scots. We'll give the ball to Bo Roberson. J.D. Smith goes out to Alex Merrow to Gregg to Ellenberg off the right elbow. Out to Merrow on the near wing. About 11 seconds separating shot from game clock. 7 on the shot clock. Alex Merrow at the top of the key. Pioneers need to get a shot off. Merrow underneath. Goes out to Ellenberg. Ellenberg has to just quickly throw up a pass. And Pioneer faithful shouting that that hit the rim and should have reset the clock, but I believe the referee saying that he didn't get the shot off in time. That would be the only explanation for that. And Alex Merrow will have an intentional foul called. And Merrow and Patterson kind of going in the same direction, and Merrow will be whistled with the intentional foul. So that's going to send Grant Patterson. And Coach Perkins requiring explanation there. As again, for those of us who know Alex Merrow, Alex not exactly a player who would intentionally commit a hard foul, but he is indeed whistled with that intentional foul. As the free throw from Patterson is up and good. 40-33 is the score now. Second shot is up and good. That makes it 41-33 after the intentional flagrant foul called on Alex Merrow. Again, I'm having to say it so many times because I still don't believe it myself. 5.7 seconds left before the half. It is 41-33. It is Lyon College ball. The inbound goes to Brunson. Brunson heaves it down to John Paul Morgan. Morgan back to Brunson. Brunson Euro steps and lays it in, and the buzzer will sound. And that'll do it for the first half of play. After 20 minutes, Crowley's Ridge down by 10, 43-33. We'll take a timeout. On the other side, we'll have halftime stats and get you set for the second half of action. Again, at intermission, Crowley's Ridge down 43-33. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
If a natural disaster comes knocking, how prepared is your family? You can't just close the door on earthquakes, floods, or hurricanes and hope they go away. That's why it's important to make a plan now. Ready.gov/plan has the tools and tips you need to prepare your family for an emergency. So if disaster shows up at your doorstep, you'll be ready. Visit ready.gov/plan and make a plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
This is JD Smith. You listen to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Halftime at the Ridge as the Pioneers find themselves down by 10 to the Lyon College Scots. The Scots heating up their shooting, currently sitting at 50% from the floor, attempting 30 shots, making 15 of those. Crowley's Ridge on the other side, 35.1%, 13 of 37 from the floor. From long range, Crowley's Ridge has connected on 4 of an attempted 11, 36.4%. Lyon College have only attempted 8 in that first half of action, making 3 of those. From the free throw line, Lyon College, a perfect 10 for 10 from the charity stripe. On the other side, Crowley's Ridge, 3 of 4. A surprisingly clean game. We looked at the pregame stats, looking at these teams with both teams averaging over double-digit turnovers per game. Only 5 combined turnovers in that first half. 3 giveaways by the Scots, 2 for the Pioneers. So that is definitely something both teams can hang their hats on. Crowley's Ridge leading the rebounding battle. 20 boards for the green and black, 17 for the red and blue. 9 of Crowley's Ridge's 20 rebounds have been offensive. 3 for the Scots. Assists, 9 helpers for the Pioneers, 8 for the Scots, 2 blocks apiece, 2 steals for Crowley's Ridge, and 1 steal for Lyon College. Those are the team statistics as we look individually. Lyon College, 3 players in double digits in the first half. Ben Keaton, 11 points. John Paul Morgan has 10, as does Trenton Bell. Also in the book for scoring, Grant Patterson has 6 points. Luke Bridges, Jonathan Aaliyah, and Gavin Brunson each have 2 points apiece. John Paul Morgan showing why he's the American Midwest Conference's rebounding leader. 6 rebounds in the first half for the freshman out of Moorfield, Arkansas, as he has 6 of the Scots' 17 rebounds. On the other side for Crowley's Ridge, Bo Roberson with 12 points. So continuing to play well, only in his second game of play in this 2021-22 season. 12 points for Roberson, 9 rebounds. So 1 rebound away from a debut double-double. Well, a game after his debut of the season. J.M. Gregg second on the team with 8 points, going 3 for 6 from the floor, including 2 for 3 from long range. 4 rebounds for the senior. 4 points each coming from Alex Merrow and Isaiah Ellenberg. Key Roberson knocked down a 3-pointer. And Braxton Cousins missing precious minutes in that first half of play and a bit of foul trouble. 2 fouls for Cousins. And getting minutes in the first half without points, J.D. Smith. Pioneers will look to have Smith improve that total. 0 for 5 from the floor is the freshman out of North Little Rock. And Cullen Brown was 0 for 1 from the floor. Brown in a heap of foul trouble. 3 personal fouls in that first half of play. So the Pioneers will continue to lean on Bo Roberson in the second half as the sophomore has 12 points. J.M. Gregg cleaning things up nicely with 8 points himself. So Crowley's Ridge needs to continue rebounding the ball well, need to continue making sure that turnover total stays low. That's something that Coach Perkins has been preaching quite a bit here, and it has shown, unfortunately for the Pioneers. It has not shown on the scoreboard total and on the record, but that turnover has slowly been going down. It's still rather high because Crowley's Ridge starting with nearly 20 turnovers per game, but with 3 giveaways in that first half of play, definitely on the right track. Pioneers will look to activate J.D. Smith, who was held scoreless in that first half. And Braxton Cousins, again, held to just 2 points. So if Cousins and Smith would get back to their usual double-digit average, it will be definitely a different ball game, as Pioneers currently down 43-33. We'll take an extended break. About 10 minutes left in this halftime break. And on the other side, we will have the second half of action as the Pioneers down by 10 after the first 20 minutes of play. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Head coach Chris Perkins, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Final seconds tick off of this halftime break. Lyon College currently leading the Pioneers 43-33. It will be Lyon basketball to start the second half of play. Crowley's Ridge will send out their original starting five: Braxton Cousins, J.M. Gregg, J.D. Smith, Alex Merrow, and Key Robertson. Same for the Lyon Scots, sending out John Paul Morgan, Grant Patterson, Trenton Bell, Ben Keaton, and Jonathan Aaliyah. John Paul Morgan will inbound to start off the second half of play, and we are underway as Grant Patterson stands at the line. On the underneath is Ben Keaton, who starts things off by laying it up and in as the Scots now move right to left. J.D. Smith goes to his right side to Alex Merrow. Merrow out to Key Robertson. Robertson pulls up for three, backing off, no good, rebounded by Aaliyah. Quickly down the floor come the Scots. Patterson finds Keaton. Keaton for three from the top of the key. That's short, and Key Robertson. A lot of key there. Keaton, top of the key, rebounded by Key Robertson. And here is Key Robertson, who finds J.D. Smith. Smith drives into the lane. That is up. That is no good. The rebound coming to Aaliyah. Grant Patterson crosses midcourt. He'll stand between the circles and allow the play to develop. The bounce pass to Morgan, give and go. Now out to Aaliyah. Aaliyah was wide open for three, but instead he finds John Paul Morgan, whose three-pointer is off the iron, and the rebound coming to Braxton Cousins. Quickly, here is Key Robertson. Key Robertson and John Paul Morgan get tripped up, and Morgan will be whistled with his second violation of the evening. So it'll be Crowley's Ridge basketball underneath their own hoop. Making sure that everything is nice and dry underneath the hoop. Both teams a lot of shots underneath and don't want that perspiration getting anybody injured tonight. Tony Cribbs paying his due. Wiping up the sweat underneath. The inbound finds J.D. Smith. Smith goes and finds Alex Merrow on the near wing. Bounce pass down low to Cousins. Cousins lowers the head, lays it up, rattles out, and the rebound comes to Patterson. Patterson, it's 2-on-2. Patterson's going to streak to his right side and lays it up and in. 5 quick points for the Scots coming out of the second half, or into the second half, rather. 47-33 is the Scott lead. J.M. Gregg lays it up and in, and he'll break into the scoring for Crowley's Ridge. Graham Patterson goes to the right side, finds Morgan to Keaton. Keaton drives into the right block, lays it up, misses. Braxton Cousins gets the board. Here's Alex Merrow, and it's 2-on-5 right now, and so Merrow will wait and allow his team to get back. Here's Merrow for three. He knew it was short, and he went streaking in for the rebound, a fight underneath, and that's going to be taken away by Patterson. Patterson and the Scots 2-on-1. Patterson pulls up between the block and the elbow, and the jumper is good. Scots storming out of the locker room, as it is now a 49-35 lead. 17:36 left to play, and Bo Robertson ready to re-enter. Key Robertson on the far wing. Drives in, and 2 quick fouls on John Paul Morgan, as Morgan will have his third foul called. And Bo Robertson will re-enter, the current leading scorer for the Pioneers with 12, 1 away from a double-double, 1 rebound away from a double-double, rather. 17:30 left to play. 49-35 is the Lyon College lead. J.M. Gregg tries to inbound, finally finds Merrow. Merrow to Cousins at the free throw line. Cousins quickly double-teamed, pulls up from 15 feet, good. Can't find an open slot. Toss the rock yourself, and it's 49-37 after the jumper by the freshman Cousins. Off the far side is Patterson. J.M. Gregg was there to try and steal it away, and Gregg and Merrow will team up. I believe Merrow will be the one credited with the takeaway. Key Roberson on the near wing. Roberson goes down to Cousins. Cousins spins off the defender. That is up. That is no good. And the rebound's going to come to Keaton. Keaton heaves it way down to Bell, who's wide open and lays it in. 51-37 is the Lyon College lead. Alex Merrow hands off to Bo Roberson. Roberson goes up, puts up a floater. That's no good. Braxton Cousins gets the board. Cousins tied up underneath. And Patterson is whistled with the iniquity. That will put Braxton Cousins at the charity stripe. So Braxton Cousins goes to the free throw line. Cousins coming into the game, a 67.9% free throw shooter. He's usually at the free throw line quite often. This is his first trip today. So he misses, or he makes the first. One more upcoming, and it rattles out. John Paul Morgan gets the rebound. Patterson streaks out to the right side. Going down low is Patterson. Patterson lays it up in traffic, misses the shot, and the foul is called on Cousins. Braxton Cousins will be whistled with his third foul. So Cousins and Morgan both with 3 fouls, as is Cullen Brown. And Brown will have to wait for the first free throw to be shot. So Grant Patterson will go to the charity stripe. Patterson, an 81% free throw shooter, and the first one is good. 52-38 is the Scott lead. Patterson will ready his second free throw. It is up, and it as well is true. 53-38 is the Lyon College lead. 16-16 left to play. Key Roberson goes down low to J.M. Gregg, who lays it up, who lays it in. 13-point deficit for the home team Pioneers. Patterson goes behind the back to Morgan. Morgan's shot is up. Morgan's shot is no good. Jonathan Ali is there to get the rebound. Here is Keaton for 3. No. Braxton Cousins gets the board. Here's Bo Roberson. Roberson on the right wing finds Key Roberson, who goes behind the back, hands off to his brother Bo. Bo in the paint. Shot is up, and that will be blocked by Ben Keaton, and Keaton was on his way out of bounds as he was trying to collect the ball, so it's Crowley's Ridge basketball. And that'll bring us to our first break of the second half of action. Pioneers currently down 13 with 15:39 left in the game. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
This is Key Roberson, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
15:39 left to play in this Tuesday evening contest between the visiting Scots of Lyon College and the hosting Crowley's Ridge College Pioneers. Alex Merrow will inbound underneath his own hoop. Play gets set. A lot of movement by the Pioneers. Merrow finally heaves it out to Key Roberson, who barely keeps it on his side of the floor. Bo Roberson goes back to Key. Key at the top of the circles, goes to the left side to Bo. Bo Roberson holding up for three, no good, rebounded by Patterson. Patterson crosses midcourt. Going to Bo Roberson. Correction, Bo Roberson guarding Patterson. Patterson's shot is up. Patterson's shot is good. Bo Roberson with the basketball now. Key Roberson crosses to Alex Merrow. Merrow spins off the defenders. A good move, but a foul underneath. That foul is on Grant Patterson, and Grant Patterson now with 3 fouls. 3 fouls for John Paul Morgan, 3 for Grant Patterson. And 3 fouls on Crowley's Ridge side. Pair of big men, Colin Brown, Braxton Cousins, both with a 3 foul. Alex Merrow hits the first free throw as J.D. Smith will ready to replace Merrow. Second free throw is up and good. And with that, Alex Merrow will exit to be replaced by freshman J.D. Smith. The inbound. John Paul Morgan goes now out to Patterson. Patterson works around the defense, crosses the timeline, goes to Morgan, back to Patterson. Patterson between the circles, hands off to Keaton. Keaton hands off to Bell, now to Morgan. A cutting Keaton was covered up by the Pioneer defense. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Patterson goes down low to Aaliyah, covered up by Brown. And barely keeping it in bounds was Key Roberson, who finds the outlet in Bo. Bo Roberson underneath, floats it up, floats it in. And it is an 11-point differential as the Pioneers trail at 55-14. 14 minutes, 18 seconds left to play. Grant Patterson flings it up, and that's a foul on Braxton Cousins. Very late foul called there. But it is called on Braxton. I'm getting Braxton and Cullen mixed up all night tonight. That is Cullen as he has his 4th personal foul. And that is going to send Grant Patterson back to the free throw line. Patterson already 6 for 6 from the charity stripe. And he'll have a pair upcoming. That is up, that is in. So Cousins and Brown will trade places. Brown exits now with 4 fouls. And Cullen Brown will probably sit for a little while as the second free throw is up and good. 57-44. Braxton Cousins only with 2 fouls left in his pocket after committing 3 in the first half and 5 minutes. Cousins tries to spin around, finally does, flings up a wild shot, misses it. And the rebound's going to go down to Grant Patterson. Patterson will slow things down. Will receive the play call from his head coach, Rodney Mays. The bounce pass to Morgan. Morgan goes up to Keaton, and that will be a travel. Scotch trying to indicate that the ball was tipped away by J.D. Smith, which is why he traveled, but not according to our men in the striped shirts. So it's Crowley's Ridge basketball, 57-44. Scott's lead, 13:40 left to play. Key Roberson at the top of the key to J.M. Gregg. Gregg underneath, lays it up, misses his shot. The rebound coming down to Trenton Bell. Patterson around to Keaton. Keaton on the right wing. Back to Patterson at the top of the key. Alex Merrow ready to enter. Jonathan Aaliyah out to Bell. Bell's three-pointer rattles around and finally deposits itself in the hoop. And that'll make it 60-44. Bo Roberson to the right side to Key Roberson on the right wing. To Bo Roberson at the top of the key. Back to Key Roberson. Bounce pass down low to Cousins. Cousins pump fakes, goes into the lane, spins around. Put a shot off, but before he got his shot off, that is a foul. That will be whistled on Jonathan Aaliyah. That is Aaliyah's third personal foul. Gregg out, Merrow in for the Pioneers. Who wants to inbound for Crowley's Ridge? It will be Smith. J.D. Smith finds Bo Roberson, who pump fakes, lays it up and in. Bo Roberson makes it 60-46. As Bo Roberson up to 14 points now. Jonathan Aaliyah underneath, goes out to Morgan. Now to Patterson. Patterson goes to Morgan on the right elbow. Out to Aaliyah underneath, and Aaliyah will throw the elbow. And that'll be Aaliyah's 4th foul. Oh, they're going to say it was a walk. They're going to erase the foul on Aaliyah and say that that was a walk. So because the walk occurred before the foul was whistled, it'll be Crowley's Ridge basketball anyways, but Aaliyah now has 3 fouls still instead of 4. So Alex Merrow finds Bo Roberson. Roberson goes out to Merrow. Merrow down to Cousins. Cousins on Aaliyah. Aaliyah goes tumbling to the floor. Usually when that happens, a foul goes one way or the other. But Aaliyah goes to the floor. And Cousins was right there to lay it in with nobody guarding him. So it's 60-48 now. Bell underneath goes out to Morgan. Morgan plants for 3. Short. And Bo Roberson will get the rebound. And that will be Roberson's first double-double of the season. Roberson out to Key Roberson. Key Roberson for 3. That touched nylon and rattled out. Rebounded by Aaliyah. Quickly down the other side are the Scots. At the top of the key is John Paul Morgan. Morgan hands off to Patterson. Patterson closely guarded by J.D. Smith. Smith still scoreless in this game. Outside to Bell. Bell's three-pointer, no good. The Roberson brothers fight for it, and it will be Bo that gets credited with the rebound. Bo out to Key. Key Roberson to the top of the key, around the horn to Merrow. Merrow faked right, decides to go left. Now Key Roberson to a cutting Bo Roberson. Beautiful give and go from Key to Bo, and it's a 10-point game, 60-50. It's almost like they're brothers or something, that close of a pass. Almost like they're twins. Underneath is Aaliyah. Aaliyah posts up and lays it in. Alex Merrow goes to the left side to Key Roberson, who hands off to J.D. Smith. Smith crosses out now to Merrow on the right corner. Bounce pass down low to Cousins. Cousins muscles it up and muscles it in. 62-52. Quickly down the floor is Patterson. Patterson lays it up and in over the outstretched arm of Alex Merrow. And we've got a track meet going on here. Back and forth we go. I'm getting tired just watching it. Alex Merrow feeds Cousins underneath. Cousins puts up a shot that is up and the foul. Braxton Cousins draws the foul on the other side. Cousins will attempt the old-fashioned three-point play, but first we'll have our next media break. 10 minutes and 2 seconds left to play. Crowley's Ridge down by 10 with 1 free throw upcoming. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived in Philadelphia. Local time is 3:05 p.m. and the temperature is 67 degrees. At this time, you are now free to use your cellular devices.
You know that feeling when you get to turn your phone on after the plane lands? You can have that feeling every time you drive. Make sure your cell phone is stowed away whenever you are behind the wheel.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as 1 pack of cigarettes.
My kid
knows it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
This is Braxton Cousins, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Jonathan Aaliyah will be whistled with his 4th personal foul as Braxton Cousins Connects on the layup underneath, and we'll go to the free throw line for the old-fashioned three-point play. Coming out of the media break, Braxton Cousins earlier this season tied the Crowley's, or actually broke the Crowley's Ridge most attempted free throws in a single game. Also broke the most attempted field goals in a single game. But this is only his third free throw of this contest, well low of his average. Normally a foul drawing machine down underneath, but the old-fashioned three-point play is not converted as that misses and goes into the hands of John Paul Morgan, who is up to 8 rebounds now. Patterson on the far side will bounce pass down low to Morgan. Morgan tries to go into the tree that is Braxton Cousins and cannot. Going out to Patterson. Patterson guarded by J.D. Smith. Patterson goes behind his back, floats up a shot, and he'll be fouled by Key Roberson. Key Roberson not quite set underneath, and so he will be whistled with his third foul of the evening. And that'll put Grant Patterson back to the free throw line. Patterson currently 8 for 8. The Scots are a perfect 14 for 14 from the charity stripe, make it 15 for 15. One more upcoming for the Scots. Coming into the game, the Scots were 73% shooting from the charity stripe. That will skyrocket tonight. As that rattles out, first missed free throw, broadcaster's curse. My apologies to the Scott faithful as I get a fist bump from the Crowley's Ridge AD. Here's J.D. Smith for 3, no good. Rebound comes down to John Paul Morgan. Grant Patterson with the basketball at the top of the key. Patterson lowers his head, goes outside now to Bell. Bell's three-pointer is no good. And Bo Roberson comes away with a rebound. Roberson will streak down the floor, plants on the right elbow. That's up, that's good. 65-56. Bo Roberson now 18 points on the night. Guarding Keaton, goes outside to Patterson. Patterson head fakes the three, goes to Morgan. Morgan drives into the paint, puts up a shot. That's no good. Rebounded by Cousins. Cousins up to 8 rebounds now. Bo Roberson on the near wing. Roberson to Key Roberson. Key Roberson for 3. That's no good. Pioneers 4 for 17 from long range. It ain't falling tonight. Rebound goes to Braxton Cousins. Cousins now with 9 rebounds, 1 away from a double-double. Underneath is J.D. Smith. Beautiful Euro step by Smith. And cutting into the lead, ever closer. It is now 65-58. Braxton Cousins, 1 career double-double, and that's blocked by Key Roberson, and it's Pioneer basketball. Bo Roberson already with a double-double. Braxton Cousins a rebound away from his second. Key Roberson finds Alex Marrow. Back to Key Roberson to Bo Roberson on the far wing. Back to Key. Bounce pass goes down to Alex Marrow, but that is a foul whistled on Gavin Brunson. And that will be the 7th foul on the Scots. And after the break, we will have a bonus shoot coming up on the 1-and-1. It is 65-58. Pioneers trailing the Scots with 7:37 left. This is Crowley's Ridge basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Not too cool for me. And in return, I reciprocate that sentiment. I'll never be too cool for you. I was a man with a plan, but now I'm a dad with a decree, and you can't take that from me. Please let it be noted that I told my job they can dock my pay. Right now, it's just too important to take you to school every day. I want to be legendary for you. I want you to puff out your chest when you go to school, the same way I do. I walk taller because of you, because I found everything to live for.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is Isaiah Ellenberg. You're listening to Crowley Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Going to the line in the single bonus will be Braxton Cousins. Should he make this one, he'll get a chance to attempt a second as all 4 Pioneers head to the backcourt. Well, I should say 2 are in the backcourt. Alex Merrow and J.M. Gregg are technically in the front court, but not in the key. First free throw from Cousins is up and true. Pioneers now down 6. It is 65-59 with 1 free throw upcoming. Second is up, second is in, and it is a 5-point spread. Pioneers trailed by as many as 16 and have cut the lead by the Scots to 5. Make it 7 after the layup by John Paul Morgan. Alex Merrow underneath, or at the top of the key rather, finds J.D. Smith. Smith bounce passes to J.M. Gregg. Gregg to Merrow. Merrow goes to the right side to Bo Roberson. Back to Merrow. To Smith. Smith to Gregg. Good ball movement by the Pioneers, but need to get a shot off. Here's Cousins underneath. Cousins muscles up, and Cousins is fouled. So here we go. Braxton Cousins. I've gotten used to saying over the mini home games we've called, Braxton Cousins goes to the free throw line as he is 3 for 5 tonight. Cousins has attempted coming into the game 109 free throws. First free throw is no good. 1 more upcoming. That foul was whistled on Luke Bridges. Cousins makes it a 2-possession game, making the free throw. Both teams with 3 timeouts in their pockets. John Paul Morgan hands off to Grant Patterson. Patterson to Bell. Bell hands off to Keaton. Keaton drives into the lane, flings up a shot that is no good. J.M. Gregg had the rebound and lost control of it. So it is Lyon basketball. Alex Merrow exits. He'll be replaced by Key Roberson. The inbound goes to John Paul Morgan. Missed the shot. Rebound goes to Key Roberson. So all that for nothing as Bo Roberson will call for a screen. Goes out to Key Roberson. Key Roberson floats it down to Cousins. Cousins lays it up, and that will be a travel. Cousins spun his wheels a little bit. 6-point differential. Pioneers still looking over to Coach Perkins. J.M. Gregg will disrupt the play. So that's a good thing for the Pioneers, as Pioneers were listening to instructions from Coach Perkins. Meanwhile, the Scots were already close to bucketing a shot down low, but that was tipped out of play by J.M. Gregg. Patterson inbounds to Bridges, up top to Morgan, who cuts down to Patterson. Patterson plants and shoots. Bo Roberson takes away the rebound. Roberson to Key Roberson, back to Bo, to J.D. Smith. Smith on the near wing, goes out to Key Roberson. Key Roberson picks up his dribble, bounce pass down low to Cousins. Cousins muscles up, muscles in, and draws the foul. That foul on Luke Bridges. So if I had a dime for each time I said Braxton Cousins goes to the free throw line in the first 14 games of play, I would have a lot of dimes. The and one is good, and it is a 3-point game. 67-47, Crowley's Ridge down to the Scots. Bell loses control of it. Crowley's Ridge with the ball. Here's Bo Roberson going coast to coast. He plants, he lays it in. Crowley's Ridge trails by 1, and that will force a Lyon College timeout as the Crowley's Ridge faithful rises to their feet. As the Pioneers trail by 1, it is 67-66. 5 minutes and 34 seconds left to play. This is Crowley's Ridge basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
I want to get back to kissing the cheeks of my grandbabies, making Sunday dinner with a house full of family and lots of laughs.
COVID-19 has changed how we live and how we feel. But now, there are vaccines. And they are the very first step that let us get back to what we miss most. It's okay to have questions.
Is it safe?
Should I wait? Now, get the facts. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
19 has changed how we live and how we feel. But now there are vaccines, and they are the first step that lets us get back to the things we miss most, like spreading the word without spreading concern, girls tripping instead of solo sipping, and talking smack with the side of mac and cheese. It's okay to have questions about COVID-19 vaccines. Now, get the facts. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when COVID-19 vaccines are available to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is Key Roberson, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Crowley's Ridge was down by 16 with 13 minutes left in the game, and an offensive foul called on John Paul Morgan gives the ball back to the Pioneers with a chance to take their first lead of the game. 5 minutes, 21 seconds left. Pioneers down 67-66. Braxton Cousins on the near wing. Cousins goes to Key Roberson at the top of the key. Out to Bo Roberson, back to Key. Key goes down to Cousins. Cousins spins around, shot is up, no good, and foul on Bridges. So Cousins with the chance to tie and potentially take the lead for Crowley's Ridge. Cousins readies his first free throw. It is no good. Bridges will exit, being replaced by Aaliyah. Jonathan Morgan has 4 fouls. Jonathan Aaliyah has 4 fouls. On the other side for Crowley's Ridge, Cullen Brown has 4 fouls. Braxton Cousins has 3. 1 more upcoming for Braxton Cousins. It is up. It is no good. So the lead remains intact for the Scots. 5 minutes left to play. Here's Patterson on the near wing. Goes to the right side, finding Bell. Bell hands off to Keaton. Keaton covered up by J.M. Gregg. Keaton drives into the lane, puts up a shot. That is up. That is good. 69-66. Scots on top by 3. Bo Roberson positioning his players. J.D. Smith on the far wing. Bounce pass to Key Roberson to Bo Roberson. Was wide open. And we will have an offensive foul on Braxton Cousins. Braxton Cousins whistled with a swim move, apparently. And gives the ball right back to the Scots. And that will give Cousins his 4th personal foul. J.P. Morgan, John Paul Morgan, I should say, hands off. Now here's Bell. Bell heaves it out to Morgan. Morgan pulls up from 15 feet. That is up and good. 71-66. And Coach Perkins wants to take a timeout to get Cousins out with 4 fouls and 4 minutes left. We'll take the timeout with him. Both teams a pair of timeouts. 4:05 left to play. This is Crowley's Ridge Basketball, the Pioneer Digital Network.
To protect his home and family from disaster, Steve used courage, wisdom, and his camera phone.
That should do it.
Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Crowley's Ridge basketball. J.M. Gregg inbounds to Bo Roberson. Roberson just now taking control of it, letting the clock stay stuck as long as possible. J.D. Smith, one-touch pass to Bo Roberson. Roberson goes to Smith at the top of the key. Smith will bounce pass to Gregg. Gregg bounce passes to Bo Roberson. Roberson Euro steps up and lays it in. Bo Roberson up to 24 points. Putting the Pioneers on his back as they trail by 3. Grant Patterson backs off with 3.5 left. Patterson plants, thought about a shot and said he'll go down low to Aaliyah. Aaliyah underneath, and he lays it up and in. Bo Roberson finds J.M. Gregg, back to Roberson to J.D. Smith. Key Roberson back to Smith to Bo Roberson at the top of the key. Bounce passes down low. Three-pointer on the way from J.D. Smith. It's no good. Cullen Brown's there to get the rebound. J.M. Gregg for 3. Back iron. J.D. Smith gets the rebound to Key Roberson. Roberson lays it up and in. 3-point game. Crowley's Ridge trails at 73-70. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left to play. Patterson drives into the paint and passes off the thigh. Here is Bo Roberson. Crowley's Ridge with the ball out to J.D. Smith. Smith for 3. Bounces up, and that's going to hit the scoreboard. J.D. Smith, it would have been a very nice time for Smith to crack into the scoring column. Well, he has a two-pointer already. Now I'll bring us to our, trying to decide if it is a timeout or not. It should be the next media break. Looking at the referees, it will be a 60-second timeout. I believe it is media because I didn't see either coach calling it. So with 2 minutes and 34 seconds, we'll have a 60-second break. Pioneers down by 3. It is Scott's ball. This is Crowley's Ridge basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Prairie Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for years he's only said,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
but there's a lot more to say. Like if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is Bo Roberson. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
2.5 minutes left to decide this one. Scots lead it by 3, 73-70. Crowley's Ridge in the double bonus, so any defensive foul by Lyon sends Crowley's Ridge to the free throw line for 2. On the far side, a jumper is up and no good. Alex Merrow had the rebound. And it's Crowley's Ridge ball. It's Crowley's Ridge basketball. It was tipped out of the hands of Alex Merrow by the Scots. So Bo Roberson has the basketball. Pioneers down by 3. Bounce passes to Key Roberson to J.D. Smith. Smith underneath, lays it up, misses the shot. Braxton Cousins gets the rebound. And a foul charge. The referee calls a charge on Braxton Cousins, and that ends Crowley's Ridge's leading scorers night. Braxton Cousins will have to exit with 17 points and 10 rebounds with 2 minutes remaining. The man's feet were still moving as he got set. Braxton Cousins is whistled with a charge. And so Cousins' night will end, and CRC's leading scorer will have to sit the last 2 minutes on the bench as he watches his Pioneers, who have clambered back from a 16-point deficit. It is now 73-70. It is Lyon basketball. Crowley's Ridge does have the possession arrow. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. The Crowley's Ridge will have to go the final 120 seconds without Cousins. Here's Patterson. Patterson, bounce pass to Morgan. Morgan goes out to Bell. Bell shot is up and blocked. We'll have a scrum on the floor. Still no whistle, and it's finally called to Scots. Could have been a number of things. Could have been a jump ball. Could have been a foul on either team. Instead, the ball goes out of bounds, last touched by the green and the white. So 6 seconds are left on the shot clock for the Scots. 98 seconds are left on the game clock. It is a 3-point game. Again, a reminder, Pioneers in the double bonus. A defensive foul by the Scots sends Crowley's Ridge to the line for 2. Crowley's Ridge with a possession arrow. Both teams with 2 timeouts. Shot is up. Shot is no good. Bo Roberson gets the rebound. Roberson goes out to Alex Marrow. Marrow backs off to Bo Roberson to Key Roberson. Key Roberson for 3. No. Rebound is out of bounds. Nobody touched it, and so technically it is last touched by Key Roberson, and it is Scott's ball. Minute 20 left to play. Morgan hands off to Keaton. Keaton finds Morgan. Morgan tries to work around Key Roberson. The bounce pass, a push off by Grant Patterson. Goes unnoticed, and Patterson will pull up for 3. No good. Bo Roberson gets the board. Crowley's Ridge has had plenty of opportunities to tie the game, but have been unsuccessful thus far. 40 seconds left to play. Pioneers down 3. Alex Marrow moves to the left side. Bounce pass to Key Roberson. Back to Marrow. Wide open for 3. On the way. No! And the rebound goes to Trenton Bell. 30 seconds. Pioneers still have a chance. And trying to foul, no whistle called. Alex Marrow quickly double teams. Now there is the foul. That'll be Key Roberson finally stopping the clock with 20.3 seconds left. And Coach Perkins wants to use one of his 2 timeouts, so we will take it with him with 20.3 seconds left. The clock has stopped. It is Crowley's Ridge it is Lyon College basketball. We'll keep it here and continue to set things up. Crowley's Ridge trailed by 16 at 13-16 left in the game. Clambered back, was 1 point away from tying the game. It is now 73-70. Crowley's Ridge has one more foul in their pocket before that sends the Scots to the free throw line. Crowley's Ridge will go for the line for 2 in the double bonus should the Scots commit a defensive violation. Possession arrow goes pointing toward Crowley's Ridge. Crowley's Ridge has 1 timeout to work with. Lyon has 2. Braxton Cousins is out of the game, fouling out. And so for the final 20 seconds, it's Marrow, Smith, both Robersons, and Brown. The inbound goes to Keaton. Keaton underneath, lays it up, misses the shot. Cullen Brown gets the rebound. 15 seconds. Bo Roberson's going to go down the floor. Roberson will call timeout. So the Pioneers will vie for the last shot with 10 seconds left. That's the last timeout by the Pioneers. Down by 3, they'll draw the play. Has to be either a 3-pointer or a two-pointer that draws a foul, but that's too dangerous. 9.2 seconds left on the other side. This is Crowley's Ridge basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance, reminding you that when you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
So with 9.2 seconds left, the ball game sits in the hands of the Pioneers. No timeouts left for the green and the white. 2 for the Scots. A defensive foul sends Crowley's Ridge to the line to shoot 2. Crowley's Ridge needs 3 to potentially send the game to overtime. For the Pioneers, it'll be the same. J.D. Smith, Cullen Brown, Key and Bo Roberson, Alex Merrow. The inbound goes to Alex Merrow. Back to J.D. Smith, who plants, shoots a 3, and that's blocked out of play by Ben Keaton. So Crowley's Ridge will reset, but instead of inbounding from the sideline, now they'll inbound from the baseline. Bo Roberson will do the honors. 6.1 seconds left. Shot clock is turned off, obviously. Inbounds to Alex Merrow. Merrow tries to get to Bo Roberson. Roberson for 3. Oh, just rattles out, and that will end the game. A great comeback by Crowley's Ridge, falls ultimately short as the three-pointer at the buzzer misses. So Crowley's Ridge College will fall in a hard-fought, great contest between the Pioneers and the Scots. The Scots taking the victory at the telling of the final score. Lyon College 73, Crowley's Ridge 70. We'll take a timeout, and on the other side have post-game stats and analysis. This is Crowley's Ridge basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
This is head coach Chris Perkins, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Crowley's Ridge falls short by 3 small points despite trailing 16 points in the second half with a 3-point differential, and it was down to a 3-point play. The last thing you want to see is 16% from long range. Crowley's Ridge into the night 4 of 24 from deep. Scott's 4 of 16 from the floor. Crowley's Ridge was 38.4%, 20 of 73. The Scots 44%, 27 of 62. Turnovers, Crowley's Ridge 3 turnovers. That is amazing for this Crowley's Ridge team, who averages averages 17 turnovers a game. Turned it over 3 times tonight. Scots 8 times. Total rebounds, Pioneers out-rebounded the Scots 41-33. 13 of the Pioneer rebounds were offensive. 14 assists for the Scots, 20 for the Pioneers. 5 steals to Crowley's Ridge, 1 for Lyon. 4 blocks apiece. So all the statistics went the way of Crowley's Ridge except the ones that matter. The final scoring tallies, the turnovers, the points, all for the rebounding, the assists, all of those, they only matter if they convert to points. And with Crowley's Ridge shooting 38% from the floor, including 16% from deep, 62% from the charity stripe, that converted to a 3-point loss. Individually, the Scots were led by Grant Patterson's 19 points, 15 each out of Trenton Bell and Ben Keaton, 14 from John Paul Morgan, 6 from Jonathan Aaliyah, 2 apiece from Luke Bridges and Gavin Brunson. Devin Halford and Eric Kaludrovic both getting minutes with no points. Double-double for John Paul Morgan, 14 points and 10 rebounds. Grant Patterson had 7 of his own. For Crowley's Ridge, Bo Roberson and Braxton Cousins bucketing double-doubles, 24 points for Roberson, 15 rebounds, leading both statistical categories, 17 points and 10 rebounds for the freshman Cousins. J.M. Gregg had 12 points and 4 rebounds. Mero with 6 points. Key Roberson with 5. Isaiah Ellenberg had 4 points. J.D. Smith had 2. The only Pioneer without points but minutes was Cullen Brown. So Crowley's Ridge falls to 1-13 on the year. The Scots will improve to 5-9. Crowley's Ridge will face a steep test, traveling to Ruston, Louisiana, to face the NCAA Division I Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. That will tip off on December 22nd at 4 p.m. And our next broadcast will be January the 4th, so we'll have to flip the calendar before we meet again, as the Pioneers will face the Welsh Flames. That will be a tip-off at 7, with the women playing before that at 5 for the doubleheader. And then it is a gauntlet of Continental Athletic Conference play. So our next broadcast will be January the 4th against Welsh College, but the Pioneers will face Louisiana Tech on December 22nd at 4 p.m. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. We wish our friends from Batesville the safest journey back home. Till we see you next year. Good night.